Cold War Zombies made lots of changes. Some were good and some were not so good, but one of the worst changes in my opinion has to be what they did to the Wunderfizz. Honestly, this change to the Wunderfizz is still dragging down zombies to this day. And in this video, I'm going to break down how and why the Cold War Wunderfizz is such a problem. But first, let's take a look at the original Wunderfizz and why it was so much better. The Wunderfizz made its debut in the Black Ops 2 Zombies map Origins, and it introduced a completely new way to get perks. Before this, players had to run around the map to buy perks from individuals' machines. But the Wunderfizz gave us a new option. One machine that could give you any perk randomly. That added a layer of excitement because you didn't know what you were going to get next. Here's the kicker though. If you hit the Wunderfizz and got really unlucky, you'd get a teddy bear bottle. This didn't give you a perk, but instead made the machine disappear. If you got this bottle, you would have to go and find the machine again, which it would be randomly across the map. You could find it by looking for the lightning bolt in the sky, which added a nice scavenger hunt element to the game. This made the Wunderfizz even riskier. Not only could you waste your points on a bad perk like Deadshot or Mule Kick, but you could also get the teddy bear and have to run across the map to find it again, all while dealing with zombies. It added tension to the game, and when you finally got the perk you needed, it felt like you really earned it. The Wunderfizz came back in Black Ops 3 and it was pretty much the same as in Origins, but here's where it really started to shine. In a game like Zombies, where the maps were constantly getting bigger and more complex, having one machine that could give you all the perks without cluttering the map with individual perk machines was a genius move. Instead of scattering 8 or 9 perk machines around the map, the Wunderfizz could condense them all into one spot. This was a great way to keep the map layout clean while still giving players access to all perks. You weren't forced to choose between losing map space or losing access to perks. The Wunderfizz solved that problem and became a staple in future maps. But then we get to Black Ops 4. This is where things started to really change for the Wunderfizz. The Wunderfizz didn't make an appearance in Black Ops 4, and that's because Treyarch introduced a new perk system entirely. In Black Ops 4, the developers completely overhauled the perk system. Instead of buying perks from the machine, you had customizable perk slots, and every player could bring their own set of perks into the game. But they did add a perk called Secret Sauce, which was basically a nod to the old Wunderfizz. Secret Sauce gave you a random perk for a lower cost, kind of like how the Wunderfizz worked, but it didn't have the same thrill of moving around the map or the risk of not getting what you wanted. So while Secret Sauce was a cool addition, it didn't have the same depth or excitement as the Wunderfizz. It was simpler, and the new perk system in Black Ops 4 meant there wasn't much of a need for a random perk machine anymore. Now let's jump on to the more recent games, Black Ops 6 and Cold War. In these games, the Wunderfizz came back, but not quite in the way we remember it. The Wunderfizz is no longer this mysterious, risky machine. In Black Ops 6 and Cold War, it is essentially a perk vending machine. You can buy any perk you want directly. No randomness, no challenge. It's super convenient, but here's the problem. In the older games even, the Wunderfizz was so inconsistent, you could not rely on it to give you a certain perk you actually wanted, so you actually had to learn the perk locations on the map. So for example, in Origins, you actually had to learn where Juggernog was, where Speed Cola was, where Stamina Up was. You had to learn all the locations of the perks because you could not guarantee that you were going to actually get them from the Wunderfizz. But now in modern Zombies, there's no reason to learn where the perk machines are actually at because you can just get all the perks from the Wunderfizz. Like I'm not even joking, I'm being 100% honest here when I tell you that I don't know where any of the perks are at on any Cold War map except for D Machine. I literally have never learned the location for any of the perks on any other map but D Machine because there's absolutely zero reason to. Once you find the Wunderfizz, that's all you need. And I feel like that totally ruins the flow of every map and gives it so much less character. It's also placed in some of the easiest spots on the map. In previous games, you had to fight your way to find perks. Now in Black Ops 6, the Wunderfizz is often sitting in some corner of the map that's easy to reach with no risk involved. You can load up on every perk you need without any of the strategy or danger we had before. And here's another thing too. Perks in Black Ops 6 and Cold War are just like really expensive. In the older games, perks were relatively affordable. They all had a set price. You could easily plan out which perks you wanted to prioritize because of the 4 perk limit. But now with no perk limit, you can grab every perk in the game, but it'll cost you a ton of points. This means while the Wunderfizz makes perks easy to access, the high cost makes it a huge point sink. So you're stuck grinding for points, which can slow down the game. And because of the new point system, it's even slower. Also, because there is no perk limit, it removes the need for any strategic thinking. You're not making tough choices anymore. You're just saving up for every perk. In the old days, deciding which 4 perks you wanted to buy was a big part of strategy. That tension kept the game interesting. Now it's just a matter of saving up enough points so you can buy all perks. So why does all this matter? The Wunderfizz used to add a sense of risk and reward to the game. Hitting the machine and hoping for the right perk was part of the challenge. Now in Black Ops 6 and Cold War, the Wunderfizz is turned into a simple perk shop. No randomness, no risk, no excitement. Not only that, but its placement in safe areas and the lack of perk limit means there's no real strategy left when it comes to perks. You don't have to think about which perks to prioritize or how you're going to get them. It's all just there waiting for you to buy it. And sure, for casual players, this makes the game more accessible. But for those of us who love the challenge and strategy of Zombies, this new Wunderfizz takes away one of the key elements that that made the mode so engaging in the first place. The Wunderfizz has came a long way since its debut in Origins. It went from being a risky, exciting part of the game to a glorified perk vending machine. And while I get why Treyarch made the changes, convenience, accessibility, whatever, I think the new Wunderfizz just takes away from what made the Zombies mode so fun. And if you made it this far in the video, you're probably a big member of the Zombies community. If you want to see what people like you think about the game, you can click on this video right here to see what the Zombies community actually thinks about Black Ops 6 Zombies. Thank you guys for watching.